Hello and welcome to the Fixed Land, and welcome back to AI Dungeon. We are continuing our story where we are a peasant who has decided that he needs to, if justice is to be served, overthrow the corrupt kingdom. So where are we at now? And oh, by the way, we're going to do it all with the help of a talking sword that glows red. So let's continue. The latest things that are happening are that our sword has been drawing a lot of attention to us from local law enforcement, from the guards and soldiers in the service of the king. Too much bad attention. So while we're gathering our band of revolutionaries, we have decided to hide the sword. So we had to it took a little doing to convince the sword that it was a good idea to hide it. And it has just suggested a place, a cave, an old cave system beneath the village, known only to a few. The entrance is hidden behind a waterfall, in a part of the wood no one dares to tread. Calibex, that's our sword. Calibex's voice takes on a darker tone. But be warned, Landis, those caves are home to creatures that would gladly feed on a man's bones. And if you're caught, there's no guarantee I'll be able to help you. I can't defy the laws of nature, you know. You consider this information carefully, as well we should. Direct me henceforth. We're going to check it out, the dangerous cave system that few know about. Calibex's presence pulses against your back, its energy seeming to grow more intense. Very well, Landis. Follow the path of the setting sun, then veer west when you reach the old oak with the lightning-scarred trunk. Keep going until you hear the distant roar of the falls. The sword's voice takes on a serious note. But remember, this place is not for the faint of heart. The creatures that dwell there are not to be trifled with. As you begin your journey, the sword's voice continues in your mind, guiding you through the increasingly dense forests. The path ahead is treacherous. Watch for loose stones and hidden roots, and whatever you do, don't stop. Then we will continue. You trudge through the forest, the sword's voice occasionally guiding you through the darkness. We said we would be home. We told our wife we would be home in time for dinner. Guess we'll have to apologize. As you approach the waterfall, the sword's energy pulses with warning. Landis, there are eyes watching us from the shadows. Can you sense it? The roar of the waterfall grows louder, its mist dampening your skin. You can see the dark opening behind the cascading water now, its entrance partially obscured by the falling curtain of water. Peer into the cave and look for signs of danger. You approach the waterfall cautiously, the roar of the rushing water almost deafening. The cave entrance behind the cascading curtain of water is barely visible, its dark maw seeming to yawn open in anticipation. As you peer into the gloom, you can just make out the glistening of wet stone and the occasional drip of water echoing from deep within. The sword's energy pulses against your back, its presence both reassuring and unsettling. Well, Here we are. Calibex's voice echoes in your mind, tinged with a mixture of anticipation and unease. The den of monsters and the lair of secrets. Are you sure you're ready for this, Landis? No, I'm not sure, but we all have to face the unknown at some point. The sword remains silent for a moment, its presence pulsing against your back like a second heartbeat. Brave words, Calibex finally says, its voice tinged with approval and warning. But remember, Landis, courage is not the absence of fear, but the will to face it, despite it. The roar of the waterfall intensifies, as if nature itself is responding to your words. You can feel the cool mist on your skin, its touch almost refreshing in the oppressive heat of the day. The path ahead is treacherous, Calibex continues. There are things in these caves that have been here for centuries, waiting for prey to wander in. Draw the sword and keep it at the ready. I don't know if this is foolhardy. I mean, it is kind of foolhardy, but we came here for adventure, right? You draw Calibex from its scabbard, the heavy blade thrumming with an almost eager energy in your hands. The runes along its length flare to life, casting an eerie red glow that seems to dance across the water-streaked walls of the cave. The sword pulses in your grip, its presence a reassuring weight as you step forward into the darkness. Oh, okay, that's what I was going to do, so that's fine. The roar of the waterfall fades behind you as you venture deeper into the cave, the cool air damp and heavy with the scent of earth and ancient stone. Your footsteps echo loudly in the enclosed space, the sound seeming to alert the very shadows to your presence. We came here really unprepared, didn't we? We'll continue. As you advance, your eyes adjust to the gloom. The cave ceiling rises high above, adorned with glittering mineral formations that catch and refract the sword's red glow. The path ahead splits in two. One tunnel slopes downward into pitch darkness, while the other winds upward, its surface slick with moisture. Calibex's voice echoes in your mind, its tone contemplative. Well, Landis, it seems you've made your choice. The path to power and revolution lies before you, but remember, the journey ahead will be treacherous, and the price of greatness is often paid in blood. He's told us that many times. So, I mean, we came here just to hide the sword. Let's see. Down or up? Follow the path going upward. You carefully navigate the upward-sloping path, the slick rock treacherous underfoot. Your boots scrape against the stone, the sound echoing unnervingly in the enclosed space. The sword pulses in your hands, the runes casting an eerie red glow that reveals the cave's ancient walls, covered in strange, spiraling patterns that seem to writhe and change as you pass. The air grows noticeably colder as you ascend. your breath forming small clouds in the frigid air. The path narrows, forcing you to press against the damp walls to proceed. A drop echoes from somewhere ahead, followed by a soft, wet sound. Careful now. Continue? Calbex's voice rumbles in your mind, tinged with a mix of caution and anticipation. The sound of water is often... that's him talking. The sound of water is often the herald of danger in these caves. Keep your senses sharp, Landis. As you round a bend in the narrow tunnel, the path opens up into a small chamber. At the center of the space is a bubbling pool of viscous, dark liquid. The stench of decay hangs heavy in the air. The pool's surface ripples and churns, as if stirred by some unseen force. Suddenly, a clawed hand bursts from the depths, followed by a hideous, bloated creature that hauls itself from the muck with a guttural hiss. I'm not sure if it's seen us. Try to hide while watching the creature silently. We didn't have to go far to find hideous things. Uh-oh. You quickly press yourself against the damp cave wall, holding your breath as you watch the hideous creature emerge from the viscous pool. Its pallid, bloated skin glistens with a sickly sheen in the eerie red glow of Calibex's runes. Razor-sharp claws extend from its gnarled fingers as it hauls its bulk onto the stone floor with a wet, sucking sound. The creature's face is a grotesque mass of features, its eyes milky and unfocused. It sniffs the air, its nostrils flaring as it senses your presence. A low, guttural growl rumbles from deep within its chest. Foolish man. So it can't see us, but it can smell us. Calibex's voice hisses in your mind, its tone carrying both warning and excitement. That thing can smell your fear. Stand your ground, Landis. Show it the steel it deserves. The creature lurches toward you, its bulk causing the cave floor to vibrate. Its mouth opens wide, revealing rows of yellowed fangs as it lets out an otherworldly screech. The sound echoes through the chamber, seeming to make the very stones quiver. As it draws closer, you can see patches of moldering flesh on its body, and realize with horror that this thing is ancient, perhaps centuries old. Now, Landis! Thrust the blade into the creature's throat. Your blade plunges deep into the creature's exposed throat, the runes along Calibex's length flaring with crimson light. A gurgling screech escapes the monster as black ichorous blood sprays from the wound, its corrupted essence sizzling where it splatters against the cave floor. The beast thrashes wildly, its claws raking the air inches from your face as you maintain your grip on the sword, holding it firmly embedded in its neck. The creature's struggles gradually weaken as its life force drains away. Its bloated body slumps, pulling the sword from your hands and crashing to the ground with a wet thud. Wow. Retrieve Calibex from the creature's throat. You wrench Calibex from the creature's throat, the blades sliding free with a wet, tearing sound. The runes along its length pulse with malevolent glee as you retrieve it, drinking in the monster's corrupt essence. The sword's weight feels different now, heavier, more substantial, as if it has been transformed by the act of killing. The creature's corpse lies sprawled on the cave floor, its black blood pooling around it. The sword's voice echoes in your mind, dripping with dark satisfaction. Well done, Landis. You've proven your mettle, even if it was against a mere creature. Look around for treasure. Look around for anything worth taking. There should be loot of some sort, right? You survey the chamber, your eyes scanning the area illuminated by the pulsing red glow of Calibex's runes. The monstrous corpse lies sprawled across the cave floor, its lifeless form already attracting small, scurrying creatures from the shadows. You notice that the thing's claws look strangely metallic, not quite iron, but something harder and darker. As you lean down to examine them, Calibex's voice fills your mind once more, tinged with a hint of amusement. Those claws are no mere bone, Landis. They're crafted from the same dark metal that forms my blade. Perhaps a trophy to commemorate your first kill? You pry one of the claws free, feeling its weight in your hand. Wow, that's interesting. Very interesting. Examine the claw more closely. The claw in your hand pulses with an otherworldly energy, its surface reflecting the red glow of Calibex's runes in a way that makes it seem almost alive. As you examine it, you notice intricate runes etched into its surface, similar to but distinctly different from those on your sword. The metal feels cold and wrong, like holding a piece of death itself. The sword's voice rings in your mind, tinged with dark satisfaction. Careful, Landis. That claw carries the creature's essence. If you're not careful, it might seek to claim a new master. As if in response, the claw suddenly twitches in your hand, its razor-sharp tip grazing your palm with a faint sting. I'm not sure it's safe to... let's see. Is such a thing... what do I want to say? Why keep such a dangerous memento? That's what I want to say. Calibex's voice chuckles darkly in your mind. Dangerous mementos serve a purpose, Landis. They remind us of what we're capable of and what you must be willing to do. The sword's runes pulse with an ominous red light. Besides, a man who has slain a creature of darkness should carry a piece of it. It's a mark of your power and a warning to others. The claw pulses again, more insistently this time, and you feel a strange, discordant energy spreading up your arm. You can feel it, can't you? The power that drew it to you. The darkness that flows through its veins. Yes, I feel it. And I don't like it. The claw's energy surges at your words, its darkness threatening to overwhelm you. Calibex's voice cuts through the assault, its tone sharp and commanding. Fool! You cannot simply reject power like this. The creature's essence is trying to bond with you. It senses your potential. The sword's runes flare brighter, creating a barrier between you and the overwhelming darkness. Control it, Landis. Claim it as your own before it claims you. The claw writhes in your grip, its razor-sharp edges scraping your palm. I don't know. I think this is too much evil power. Throw the claw into the water. The claw arcs through the air, splashing into the bubbling pool with a small splash. For a moment, nothing happens. Then the water churns violently, dark tendrils of corruption spreading outward from where the claw landed. The pool's surface froths and bubbles, and a bestial roar echoes through the cave system. Bestial? Bestial? Calibex's voice is laced with frustration and something darker, perhaps approval. Well, that was foolish. You've just unleashed the creature's full power into the underground waters. The sword's runes pulse with an ominous red glow. It won't be long before the corruption spreads, and worse things than the original monster will emerge from those depths. Now you tell me? There's nothing to be done now. Let us focus on the task that brought us here. We need to hide you so that I can continue gathering like-minded people around me without drawing unnecessary attention. Your noble intentions are admirable, Landis, but the creature's essence is already seeping into the cave's foundations. Soon the corruption will spread to the surface world. I've really unleashed something, haven't I? The sword's runes pulse with an eerie red glow as it speaks. However, I suppose there is no profit in dwelling on your mistakes. We must focus on the task at hand. The sword's voice takes on a sly, conspiratorial quality. As for hiding me, I know a place deep within this cave system where my presence will go unnoticed. But be warned, the path there is treacherous, and you'll need to face more of the corruption you've unleashed to reach it. Very well. Lead me onwards. Isn't that a word? Onwards? Or is it just onward? The sword's runes pulse with a sinister red glow as it speaks. Very well, Landis. Follow me, and be ready for the horrors that await. The blade begins to glow with an eldritch energy, illuminating the cave walls with a hellish crimson hue. You grip the sword tightly as you follow it deeper into the subterranean labyrinth. Excuse me. The cave walls close in around you, the air growing thick and fetid. Strange, unnatural sounds echo from the depths. Wet squelches, skittering claws, and guttural hisses that seem to burrow into your very mind. How are we going to get out of here without the sword? That's what I'm wondering now. The cave floor slopes downward, slick with an oily substance that leaves a strange burning feeling on your boots. As you descend, the temperature plummets, and your breath forms small clouds in the frigid air. The sword's light reveals glimpses of writhing shapes in the shadows, quickly retreating from the crimson glow. After what seems like hours of treacherous descent, you reach a vast underground chamber. The ceiling is impossibly high, obscured by swirling mists that reflect the sword's light in sickly, shifting patterns. At the center of the chamber stands a massive obsidian altar, its surface covered in ancient runes that pulse with a dark energy matching Calibex's own. Wow, he's not just like a one-off thing. He's this dark energy seems to be everywhere. The sword Calibex hovers at the edge of the altar, its runes pulsing with an eager, hungry light. Here, Landis, this is the heart of the cave system, and the perfect place to conceal my presence. The corruption that flows through these stones will shield me from prying eyes above. As you approach the altar, the runes on its surface seem to writhe and twist, almost as if they're alive. The air here is heavy with an oppressive eldritch energy that makes your skin crawl and your stomach churn. Be careful, Landis. The altar is steeped in dark magic. Its purpose was to bind and contain the very essence you so casually discarded. He's never going to forgive me for that, is he? The sword's runes pulse with a menacing crimson glow as it speaks. If you place me here, the altar will recognize me as a kindred spirit, created by the same dark powers that once ruled this place. But be warned, the altar may try to claim you as well. Its magic hungers for vessels through which to channel its power. You grip the sword tightly, feeling its runes pulse under your palm in a steady rhythm that matches the beat of your racing heart. The altar's surface glows with an eerie, pulsating light, casting strange shadows that seem to move of their own accord. Say, how will I find my way back to the surface after leaving you here? The sword Calibex's runes pulse with a sinister red glow as it speaks, its voice echoing through the chamber with an almost mocking tone. See, sometimes it seems to speak in my head and sometimes out loud. Ah, Landis, ever the pragmatist, fear not, for I have a path in mind for your return to the surface world. The blade points to a dark passageway at the far end of the chamber, its entrance shrouded in writhing shadows. Excuse me. That tunnel leads to a hidden entrance in the cliffside above the village. It's a treacherous path, filled with the horrors that now roam the cave system due to your miscalculation. But I have no doubt that a man of your conviction can overcome such trifling obstacles. Place Calibex on the altar. You approach the obsidian altar, its surface glistening with an oily sheen. With a deep breath, you lay the sword Calibex upon the altar's center. As the blade makes contact with the stone, a deep, resonant thrum echoes through the chamber, and the runes on the altar's surface flare to life with a pulsing crimson light. The sword's runes pulse in time with the altar's, and its voice fills your mind with a chilling whisper. I am home, Landis. The altar recognizes me as one of its own. a relic of a forgotten age when dark powers ruled these lands. Continue. The runes on the altar surface seem to writhe and twist, almost as if they're alive. The air here is heavy with an oppressive eldritch energy that makes your skin crawl and your stomach churn. The sword's voice continues, taking on a more sinister tone. But be warned, Landis. The altar's magic hungers for vessels through which to channel its power. Its presence may corrupt you, tainting your noble intentions with darker impulses. As you back away from the altar, the runes on its surface begin to glow with an even more intense crimson light, casting strange shadows that seem to move of their own accord. Exit the chamber via the dark passageway. Hopefully it takes us the right direction. You turn your back on the altar and the pulsing runes of Calibex, stepping towards the dark passageway. The shadows seem to writhe and twist before you, almost as if they're alive. You grip the hilt of your dagger tightly. Oh, we have a dagger? Well, that's good. Steeling yourself for the horrors that surely await you in the depths of the cave system. As you step into the passageway, a sudden chill runs down your spine. The air here is even colder than the main chamber, and the darkness is nearly absolute, broken only by the faint eldritch glow emanating from Calibex's altar behind you. You move cautiously, feeling your way along the slick, moss-covered walls with your free hand. Continue. Happy thing that we've got a dagger. Excuse me. The passageway twists and turns, leading you deeper into the bowels of the earth. The air grows thick and fetid, heavy with the stench of decay and some unidentifiable foul odor. The only sound is the steady dripping of water somewhere in the distance, echoing through the cavernous tunnels like the heartbeat of some ancient slumbering beast. Suddenly, a skittering sound echoes through the passageway, growing louder and more insistent with each passing moment. You freeze, your hand tightening on the hilt of your dagger as you strain to see through the darkness. The skittering draws closer, accompanied by a wet, rasping sound that makes your skin crawl. Continue. Calibex's voice suddenly fills your mind, the sword's runes pulsing with an eerie eldritch light. How can I see its runes? Beware, Landis. The sounds you hear are not friendly. There are creatures that dwell in these depths, twisted abominations spawned from the same dark magic that once corrupted this land. They are drawn to the altar's power, and now to you. The skittering sound grows louder, accompanied by a wet, rasping wheeze that sends shivers down your spine. You can feel the presence of something ancient and malevolent in the darkness, its eyes boring into you from the shadows. Continue. Your hand tightens on your dagger as you press yourself against the cold, slimy wall, willing yourself to be invisible. The skittering draws near, accompanied by a putrid organic stench that makes your eyes water and your stomach churn. A pale, phosphorescent light appears in the darkness, the eyes of your pursuer. The creature emerges from the shadows, revealing itself as a massive, bloated, spider-like monstrosity. Oh my gosh. Easily twice your size. Its carapace is covered in writhing, pulsating, tumor-like growths, and where its eyes should be are only empty black sockets. Oh boy. I don't know, maybe we should run. Run away. It's gonna chase us though. The massive, tumor-ridden spider creature lunges with frightening speed, its chitinous legs clicking against the stone floor as it gives chase. The cramped confines of the tunnel work against your escape. Every turn seems to lead you deeper into its lair. The creature's labored breathing and clicking legs echo off the walls, growing louder as it closes the distance. You round a sharp corner, stumbling in your haste. The tunnel ahead splits into 3 branches, a dead end, a narrow crevice, and a wider passage. The spider creature is mere seconds behind you now, its bulk filling the entire passage. Slip through the narrow crevice. You squeeze through the narrow crevice, your clothes tearing and skin scraping painfully against the rough stone. The spider creature's massive bulk prevents it from following, but its tumor-ridden limbs reach into the crevice, attempting to ensnare you. One chitinous appendage grazes your back, leaving a trail of burning pain as an acidic fluid drops onto your skin. You push through, emerging into a small, dimly lit chamber. The air here is thick with spores and decay, and patches of phosphorescent fungus cast an eerie green glow. Move a safe distance away from the crevice and examine the chamber. You move a safe distance away from the crevice, rubbing your back where the creature's limb had grazed you. The pain is intense, and you can feel the fabric of your shirt dissolving beneath the acidic fluid. You grit your teeth, fighting back a cry of agony. The chamber is roughly circular, with a low ceiling and walls covered in a thick, slimy fungus that seems to pulse with a sickly green light. The air is heavy with the stench of decay and something else, a subtle, cloying odor that reminds you of rotting meat. You can hear the creature scuttling around in the passageway behind you, its back scraping against the stone as it searches for a way to reach you. Ooh, exciting. And now we're trapped, I think. But I think we will leave it there for today. Very exciting. Our plans for revolution are not going so well. We're trapped in an underground fungus-covered chamber hemmed in by a giant spider with acidic claws. But we'll find a way out of this, I hope. Until next time, thank you very much for watching, and please take care. Bye-bye.